Morning, folks. How are we doing? So, some of you may have known, my next video is going to be the Vlogmas video reaction. I was going to just pick one of Amberlynn's newer ones and just react to it. But the problem is, I haven't really kept up to date with her very much. I kind of just keep them pushed back. So, hopefully, I'll get it done at some point. And obviously, the Avatar video kind of pushed that back as well. But I've been thinking about doing this one. It came out, I think, not long before I did my stream there last Wednesday. So, I think this is not even last Wednesday, that was last Friday. So this video's been out for nearly 5 days now, about 5 days now. And it's on like 40,000 views. It is rambling 3 months after I Need Your Help, what happened to Boogie 2988. It's very obviously clickbait. It's Boogie wording this in the third person again. He does this all the time. Anytime he starts to drop in views, which this one clearly has, it's got like 40,000 views when the last one, the I Need Your Help thing, got like, what, 350,000 before he eventually yeeted it. Like, yeah, it's not looking good for our boy. So he's fallen back on this. I thought may as well watch it because like the I Need Your Help video is one of the ones that really like launched me, I guess. So I guess we'll go back and we'll see what he says here.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live as good to the power of the internet. And this is my rambling series, this is my vlogging series, where I just talk about life, the universe, things that are particularly interesting to me. I hope you enjoy that kind of thing. If you don't, know that I made a lot of content that's not this over the last few months, and not a lot of people have been seeing it. I'm actually going to include a playlist down below in the comment section as well as the doobly-doo.
Not a lot of people have seen it. That's because they don't want to see it. No one cares anymore. Boogie's the one who came out and said, like, I know I've trained you guys to like my personal videos, but Boogie's well aware why no one watches his gaming videos anymore. Maybe it's also because he's like hasn't played half the games he talks about, you know, and like his, what was it, the best games, the most disappointing games of the year he watched on stream, where he was just like, yeah, I remember when this came out, and a lot of people said it wasn't very good. That's why it's a disappointing game on my personal list of most disappointing games, because a lot of other people said it wasn't very good. I didn't play it though, but you know, other people said they didn't like it, so it's on the list. It was horrible. It was so fucking bad. I also like his rambling thing to me, apart from him being very overly performative here, when he's, you know, guys, just, you know, it's just when I say like things, you know, rambling to me now is just when, you know, when people say something like really dumb, but they don't want any pushback on it, so they just go, oh, I'm just saying, you know, I've done it before, like, I like to do the just saying meme every once in a while, like, the rambling thing is Boogie's version of that. He just wants to, he wants to say whatever fucking nonsense he can think of, and then be like, hey guys, that's what the rambling series is about. It's just where I talk about my personal stuff. You shouldn't have watched it if you're going to be upset by it. You know, the standard thing Boogie does all the time. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It always feels weird for me, him starting off the video by being like, hey guys, it's a rambling series. Just so you know, you might not want to watch it after the video's already started. Like, only people watching, you know, you have no new viewers. Only people watching, you know what the rambling series is, alright?
So feel free to go watch those videos instead if you're not into this kind of thing. So it's been about 72 days since I uploaded this infamous video, and it apparently set a good chunk of the internet on fire. And I kind of thought it would.
It didn't.
I knew that if I swallowed my pride and...
It didn't set a good chunk of the internet on fire. People laughed at you. People laughed at you. He's gonna. This whole video is gonna be rewriting history, isn't it? It's gonna be. I wonder. Is he gonna? Okay, guys, we have to. Here's a checklist. So, is he going to admit that he constantly changed his story about it? Is he going to somehow retroactively try and claim it was due to cancer, even though, you know, the timeline doesn't match up whatsoever? He looks like he's already going to admit that it was clickbait. So okay, we'll give him that. What else? Is he going to admit that he actually did beg for money, or is he going to stick with the story? It's like, well, I said you can donate me a couple of dollars if you're at Elon Musk level of risk. Like, so we go with those as like our basic few.
Talked about needing people's help and wanting to check out my Patreon and my sponsors and all that stuff. People were going to get upset,
and
specifically considering my history. I did not expect people to get that upset.
People
but
weren't
I'm really,
upset.
You know, I pulled those videos down.
God, people weren't upset. People weren't upset. Boogie's still doing this. Everyone's upset but me, guys. When he spent nearly 3 months. Like, that's why I was gonna laugh. It's like 3 months after I Need Your Help, when it's only been like 2.5 months. But whatever. Boogie's terrible with time, so I'm letting that one slide. But it's like, Boogie, you're the one who like coped for so long that only a week ago you finally took the video down. After threatening to take it down a couple times before that, you finally actually took it down. Yeah, it's Boogie, it's everyone else, it's not you. It's definitely not you who's still coping about it.
And I don't plan to talk about money moving forward. Most of the videos I've made talking about money, I've just gone ahead and pulled them down. That's not something I'm comfortable talking about anymore. But I do want to talk about the impact that video had in my life.
He hasn't, though. He still left up his video, Rich Guy Needs Your Help, where he outlines his finances and why he needs the money. That's still up. That's... Okay, I'm assuming... hey, let's give him credit. Maybe he just forgot about that one. Maybe he just forgot about that one because no one watched it. Maybe he forgot about that one because no one watched it. But I love it. It's like, I'm not gonna make any videos talking about money again. But you're reacting to this one talking about money. Like, you're already breaking your own logic because you're already making this video talking about money. And we're only a minute in, there's 8 minutes left to go, so I'm assuming that the rest of it is all coping about why it was okay for you to do that. I wonder if he's going to compare himself to other people again. That might be a gimme, though.
Since then. Since the video dropped, obviously we've been going through the holidays, which is often difficult for people with trauma, especially family trauma, right?
My God.
Then I got finally confirmed that I do have that rare blood cancer, and I fought off COVID, and I've been dealing with the internet memeing the shit out of me.
Fought off COVID. I don't... Okay, sure. Okay, sure. The COVID that you didn't realize that you had until... What was it? What was it? Was it 14 days? Like, full 14 days later, he tested positive, even though he didn't know it was COVID. But it was 14 days later, and then he was like, that's when he suddenly started coughing a lot on camera and stuff like that. Or you remember, because he also stole that woman's, I have an illness. The woman's like, oh, do you know what, if you have red blood cancer and you get the cold, that's really bad. He's like, why, by chance I just happened to have the cold. And then he made a video with 30 minutes later, he's like, hey guys, sorry, I have the cold. It was so, oh my God. That was the funniest bit of the whole cancer arc, was just him stealing that woman's the flu. You know, over the internet, thousands of miles apart, he stole her flu. It was so funny.
And it's been all right. I'm really surprised by that.
Oh my God,
okay,
sure,
really
therapy,
okay.
magic,
A lot of
okay.
that, I give the credit due to my
Therapy?
and my therapist.
Oh my
He's done a
God,
wonderful job.
Therapy's magic, guys. Why didn't I include that? I need to do Boogie Bingo or something like that. We should do Boogie Bingo. For the year anniversary of me uploading videos or something like that, we should do Boogie Bingo. I'd die, because it's so easy. A Boogie drinking game, it's so easy. How did I forget therapist? How did I forget him pretending that he's like totally mentally stable and okay again through therapy? You know, even though it's, you know, six weeks after this and he's still talking about this, and he took down the videos because everyone's so mean to him, and he started off his video by whining that everyone's mean to him. But no, guys. Therapy. He's been magically fixed, guys. It's not like, you know, next week he's going to fucking have a meltdown again because he gets low views with something.
And I've talked about him previously. Like, he works with children who are currently being abused and recovering from it. Works with adults who have been abused. He knew me all too well. Knew my issues.
You've said this 70. I know not everyone watches his videos. I do. Yeah, this is nearly in every video. This the exact words. It's almost like he's reading from a script or something, guys. It's almost like it's, you know, fake, because it's so specific every single time. It's like the exact same words. And usually when people tell a story, they tell it like slightly differently over time. No, he doesn't. He just straight ahead. It's every single time. Boom, 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 boom. Like the same breath, the same pace. It's suspicious, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
All too well. And when it comes to the other stuff he didn't know much about, like the internet, he's been quick to learn. So it's been pretty fascinating.
He doesn't know about the
reason
internet.
This therapy is working so well is because we don't focus on my past or the trauma in the background. What we're talking about is my future, and focusing on cognitive behavioral skills that help me cope with the life I've created and cope with the brain and body that I have.
Has Boogie been through therapy for like, what, how long has he claimed? 30 years he's claimed he's been in therapy, maybe even longer. And he's only just hitting CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which is like one of the most baselines of therapy. That's one of the most like basic levels of therapy you can do. And he is only now doing cognitive behavioral therapy. Please tell me that's not the case. Please. Because, like, please don't. That's embarrassing if that's true. Oh.
And just getting better. And it's a lot of life lessons I probably should have learned as a kid, but no one was there to teach me. It's stuff I should have learned as an early adult that I'm now learning at the ripe old age of 48. That's really embarrassing to put in video. I probably still will, though. I have the option of not putting that in, but I probably still will. Normally this time of year I would be
oh, guys, I shouldn't include this because that looks so tee-hee. It's just like his whole, like, guys, I shouldn't tell you this, guys, he'll get me cancelled thing he does every stream, 3 times a stream. Like, why would you include, what, but it fits your narrative entirely. Why would you be like, oh, I shouldn't even include this, guys, I shouldn't even say this. It fits your, like, narrative, the storyline that you've built. It fits it perfectly. You've said it 7,000 times before that you're a messed up adult because, oh, I didn't have someone there when I was a child to teach me. Oh, and I should have learned this earlier, but I didn't. No, but therapy is magic. You know, even though you've been in therapy for like 30 years on and off, and you've already claimed numerous times before that you've fixed your childhood issues, but we keep circling back because anytime you need new sympathy and new drama, immediately it's like, oh guys, well actually I would never actually was over it, guys. Now it's going to be my shield for the next year and a half until like I pretend that I've moved on because something slightly okay has happened to me in my life, and then after that's fallen away again, then I'll run back and be like, oh guys, and you know what? Never actually fixed me, guys.
Focused on all the negative things, like my parents being gone, or my brother and my sister, we're not really talking, or my marriage failing, stuff like that. I would do the poor pity me victim.
Don't your like brother and sister like not talk to you because you lie about them constantly? Didn't you like accuse your sister of like doing that thing you also accused both your parents of, and then change your mind, but then change it back, but then change it again, but then change your mind, but then change it back again? Is that maybe that's why your sister doesn't talk about you? Maybe because like she's really annoyed that you openly talk about her being like an evil molester on like Twitter and on people's podcasts and stuff like that. Maybe that's why she doesn't talk to you. I can't imagine why. Maybe your brother doesn't like talk to you because you lie about him constantly all the time, and you include him as like a weird background character in your mom's video where you leave him like a passive aggressive voicemail where you're like refusing to do anything and you're telling him he has to do everything. It's really weird. Maybe that's why your family don't hang out with you. Maybe that's entirely you. Entirely you. That's not no one else's fault but you. It's not their fault. It's not their kid's fault. It's not your mom's fault. It's not your dad. It is your fault. It is entirely your fault.
Thing in my own head and just complain and whine about it. Instead, this year, I'm focusing on the things that I do have, like a nice Christmas tree, a nice house, friends to give gifts to and get gifts from, my beautiful dogs, a warm place to sleep and eat and be alive. And like that's the biggest thing. I think I'm finally excited and happy that I'm still alive because I'm facing so many.
Oh my god! I've just noticed he's doing like that really terrible editing style where his camera slowly zoomed in and slowly zoomed out. I first made a joke that he's copying me because my editing's awful, guys. We could all acknowledge my editing's awful. At best, I do like a slow zoom. I was wondering when he's doing this, like, I want to check the time frame. Okay.
A warm place to sleep and eat and be alive, and like that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
I think. Thing to put in the video, I probably still will.
Shut up.
I would be focused on all the negative things, like my parents.
Oh no, it's just been going for a very while. Okay, I was just curious because I thought he was copying Bo Burnham. Bo Burnham did a song called "White Woman Instagram." Very good song. I enjoy that song a lot. I do like Bo Burnham. But he did it as part of the video where like the whole thing is shot in like it's not letterbox, but it's like 4:3. It's like a 4:3 aspect ratio. It's like cropped in at the sides, and then suddenly when the person mass drop, it starts to expand and open up because it's meant to symbolize them showing them true selves, and it's not this like fake image anymore. It's not how you would view it on the phone. It was an interesting. It was a cool use of cinematography, or photography. I don't know, sure. I just assumed Boogie was doing something like that because it's like the world is expanding. It's a slow zoom out. I'm not sure because I know he's a really big Bo Burnham fan as well. So maybe he's copying that. Maybe he's not. I don't fucking know. That's my speculation for the video.
I think I'm finally excited and happy that I'm still alive because I'm facing so many comorbidities at this point, and I'm a 48-year-old man who, by some miracle,
what are you facing?
has been morbidly obese his whole life and is still alive. That's something we're celebrating as we bring in the new year and
are
get through
you
Christmas.
facing?
Right? Tell me I'm wrong. The power of therapy, I guess, because
oh my god, power of therapy. Oh god, are all of his videos just gonna be this now, where he just pretends therapy is like magic and like overnight healed him? Because in this last video, you're saying, "Oh, the therapy I've been going under for the last year has really helped me," even though he's been in therapy since like the middle of August, so it has only just been 4 months now. But I think for Boogie, because he doesn't actually do anything with his life, because his life is just so lame and so boring, and he genuinely just sits in his house playing Marvel Snap 20 hours a day or whatever. I honestly think he might not be lying with this one. It's just he has no concept of time because he doesn't do anything with his life. Yeah, once a week, some of his friends come around to play Magic the Gathering. Apparently, that's it. That is Boogie's way of telling time. It's like, oh, my friends are here. A new week must have passed, guys.
Christmas, I couldn't wait to die, and now here I am in 2022. I'm glad to still be alive.
What Christmas are we talking about?
The power of therapy, I guess, because in 2018 Christmas, I couldn't wait to die.
So we're back to that again. Okay,
so
so we're back to that date again. Wasn't it? It was 2017 last time you talked about it, but okay, Boogie, I'm glad. Oh, I knew this was going to be rewriting history about the begging thing, but I didn't think we were going to touch on all the other main events. This is why I say he has a boring life. This is why I talked about his autobiography, and I was like, his autobiography showed everything, because I paused and I looked at it and stuff like that when he was scrolling through it and all, and I was just suddenly like, there's nothing new here, because I was like, maybe there'd be a fun little new thing that he's never met. Nothing, not a single thing, everything he had in the autobiography was everything he said 100 times online. This is why I think Boogie either had genuinely a very boring life and he has very little to actually draw from, or he had a very boring life and he scripted these like things that he's going to fall back on anytime he wants sympathy or anytime he wants attention or anything like that. And that's where the problem is, because he then has to constantly only go back to these ones because they're the ones scripted in his head, and even then he goes off script occasionally. So I don't know. It's God damn it, Boogie. Just at least pick a date. Pick one date. 2019, 2018, 2017, or even before that, when you're like trying to pretend that your wedding was super hard for you and you actually hated being married to Des. Pick a date. Right, tattoo it on the palm of your left hand. So every time you're going to tell the story, you can quickly just glance at the palm of your left hand and be like, July 2019. Yep, there you go, guys. That's when that's when it was going to happen.
We live. That's what we're paying for, right? Now, if you followed me for any amount of time, you'll know that I normally live stream at least a little bit on Christmas Eve and a little bit on Christmas Day, and I'm planning to do at least one of those days. Now, I might have plans, so I'm not sure exactly when it's going to happen, but I promise, since I know so many of you struggle with the holidays because you don't get to see your family, because you're in another...
He's trying to pretend he's having sex still, guys. You don't do anything. You don't do anything with your life. It is bizarre. Like, this is the stuff I was kind of... Like, this isn't the video I thought it was going to be, to be fair. My checklist from earlier on really doesn't really match up too well. Maybe you'll get into it in a wee bit. But it's like, I was hoping he would talk about his promises. You know, like sorry, I died there for a second. His promises or something like that, where he's like comparing himself to like the Tellurian Community College guy. Where recently he pointed out the professor from Tellurian Community College had made a video that was entirely dedicated to asking for like money and donations and stuff like that. And Boogie on stream tried to be like, well, see, my friend the professor did this and everyone was okay with that. Forgetting that this was like 6 years ago, that the professor had a really good reputation, and also forgetting that the professor like had just lost his job. This wasn't Boogie like, oh, guys, you know, I want to be able to afford sugar babies, so donate to me. Like, the professor had just lost his job in real life and then came online and said, guys, I need your help. And here's everything I'm doing for you. And it was like, if you do this on my Patreon, you'll get this. If you do this on my Patreon, you get this. I've already done this. I'm 3 episodes into this. I'm 4 episodes into this. I have 6 scripts planned for this. I've got this planned. I do this already. I'm going to do this. If you're doing this, everything was laid out like perfectly as to what he's doing, what he's going to do, and what you get for your money, pretty much, for supporting him. Boogie instead was just like, oh, guys, I want to stream more, and I want to make more videos. I guess he's made some more videos. It's not like an outstanding extra amount of videos or anything like that. I guess he's maybe streamed a bit more. He streamed like once a week last month, I think, as opposed to like 2 times a month previously. So I guess, oh yay, whoopee, he did two extra streams in a whole month. That's less than I do. It's genuinely unimpressive. He promised to do member only streams. Doing Magic the Gathering content for his members. He first said he'd do it like once every 2 weeks, and once he hit 50 members, then just totally blanked that, and then changed it to be like, oh well, I'll start doing that once I get 100 members. And now he's no longer mentioning his members anymore, like how many members he has, because he obviously he doesn't want to have to be held to it. I was hoping this video would be about that, and it wouldn't just be a video about Boogie just coping and just pretending he's been cured through therapy the 17th time, and also pretending he has a girlfriend again, which I'm sure this is what he's doing with it. I'm not sure if I have plans for Christmas Day yet, guys. Teehee. It's like, well, it's like a couple days before Christmas. Like, I think you'd have had the plans.
Country, because you're alone, because you're orphaned, because of whatever. I like to spend a little bit of time with you and help some of that time pass.
Don't most people describe orphan? I love he said orphan and pointed at himself. Don't most people describe orphans as being like children? You're a child and you're orphaned, as opposed to a 48-year-old man being, hey guys, I'm an orphan, I'm 48. It's like, okay. A lot of people don't have their parents. Like, I've never seen like a 60-year-old being like, hey guys, I'm an orphan. Yeah, I'm an orphan. Yeah, my dad died a month ago. I'm an orphan now. It's just...
Targeting Christmas Day, I'll do it here on YouTube. Keep an eye out for it. I'll let you guys know ahead of time.
Really?
And you can come hang out with me.
Well, he actually might do a YouTube stream, finally, for the first time in, 2 months? 3 months now? You know, after telling people that they should sign up to be memberships for him, so he could, like, do membership streams for them, and he should, like, he'd live stream more, and if you donated more on YouTube, it would convince him to do more, like, streams on YouTube. I'm so glad 3 months later we're finally going to have a stream.
and we'll make out under the Christmas tree or whatever you're into. But now let's talk about the thing I think a lot of people are clicking this video for, which is me discussing, you know, that infamous video and the fallout that came from it.
Oh, God, here we go. Finally.
I think you might be surprised by my reaction this time, but let's see. You let me know in the comments.
I'll be surprised by your reaction this time. Okay. Now my checklist might come into play with him whole rewriting history and all. I'm going to assume he's going to pretend to be humbled by it, because that was his last like, public opinion of it, that he was pretended he was humbled by it by like Sunny V2 and Charlie talking about it, even though he suicide baited. He suicide baited Sunny V2 and told Charlie that Charlie was bullying an autistic person for being autistic. So let's see if, what the system is now.
If you're surprised. I think some people overreacted, but for the most part, I kind of deserve the negativity that came at me. I saw people like Charlie and Mutahar and other people talking about it.
Okay,
and I normally try to avoid all that
one of them
with these videos, but this time I actually tuned in. I had the skills to be able to do it. I listened.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, they're not wrong, man. Before.
Yes, I was right. We're doing the humbling thing again. You know, same thing he did for the Mr. Snowflake documentary, the Christopher Tom documentary, June the King. He did it for June the King's documentary as well, didn't he? So we're just doing it again, guys. We are just doing it again. Okay, sweet. So he stuck to his public line. We'll see how long it lasts.
Pulling that video down, I went back and listened to it with that fresh perspective in my mind. And I realized why everybody was so upset in a way that I wasn't expecting.
No one was upset.
Because when I made that video, to me, I was just saying, hey, I'm back to making videos full time. I'd love to be a YouTuber again. I'd love to have your support. That's what was going through my mind. But now I see it from everybody else's perspective, and it actually fucked me up a little bit. But
no, it didn't. Okay, stop lying. Stop trying to drop. See, this is what I said. This is what I said all the way back then when this video came out. That I knew Boogie was clickbaiting. That I knew this was a clickbait thing. That he doesn't actually need the money or anything like that. He wants a bit of extra money so he can get sugar babies and stuff like that. But he's not like destitute. Like, especially as someone who has like started earning a little bit of money on YouTube, when I look at my views and I look at Boogie's views, and I was like, God, fuck, if I had like his views, it would be easy to live on. Like, so that's why I know this is all like make believe, okay? But it is just so weird for him to say like, oh, now that I went back and looked at it, guys, because I thought I was just saying, hey guys, I'm making videos again, and I would like you to click on them and watch them. But now when I've listened to Charlie criticize me, I suddenly realized, oh, actually, yes. That was bad, and it really made me upset. Boogie had 3 people script that. Boogie claimed that him, Kid Behind the Camera, and Emily Saxton got together and scripted that video. So don't buy this when he's like, you know, guys, when I was sitting there in front of the camera just saying stuff, I thought I was being friendly, ooh woo. Don't buy that whatsoever. He had people script this with him. He got 2 other clickbaiters in to script this video with him. This is fucking nonsense.
That fresh perspective in my mind, I saw people's problem with that video. It's not that I was asking for Patreon or sponsorship or anything like that. It's the fact that I wasted my money gambling it on crypto like an idiot, spending it on collectibles and traveling, and now I'm asking my audience to bail me out. That's pretty fucked up. I see that now. It is not your responsibility.
Imagine, I love he's trying to blame this. Like the therapy arc is kind of the funniest arc, because Cancer arc's really boring and just pathetic and lame. The begging arc got very boring very quickly. The therapy arc's kind of funny because it's just him going back and rewriting history constantly and being like, well guys, now that I've done three therapy sessions, I suddenly realized basic human interaction. Also it did get us him pretending to be autistic for a while, which was really funny too. It's just so weird. It's so weird. Now that I've had therapy, guys, I ran it back and rewatched that video, even though I was in therapy for 2 months at the time that video came out. But I finally went back and rewatched that video, and I realized, guys, whoa, that was real. That's actually what I was saying. That's weird. It's almost like I was directly saying that. He even said in follow-up tweets, I'm specifically asking you to bail me out because I messed up with crypto. And that's only the thing I wanted to take responsibility for. Not talking about the legal expenses and also how much I spent on dumb thing, all that stuff. Like, Boogie knew full well what he was doing back then. This is such a weird fucking... I don't know. I don't know. What's the angle here? Because it's like, I know he's trying to, like, get people to forgive him, but it is so weird. I'm just so lost in, like, how do you think this will help you in any way? How do you think this will help you in any way? By coming back and doing the third, like, I'm humble, guys, about what happened video in a row. Because he already did it for Sunny V2, and he did it for the There's Still Hope video. This is the third one in a row of his personal series where he's like, guys, I've learned, love me again. Which is exactly what I called back then, that he was trading, like, short-term attention gain for long-term respect.
dear viewer, to bail me out of my downward spiral. It's my responsibility. I'm the one who has to do it. Nobody can do that for me. And I shouldn't be asking for your money to do it with. If I want more internet money, stream more often. If I want more internet money, make more videos. Don't make a video e-begging. And certainly don't talk about the troubles I've had, the issues I've had, and everything else, and then put that on you to help me solve them.
It's not like I'm reminding you here, guys, about the troubles that I've had and all the issues that I've faced. I'm not reminding you whilst I list them again here, guys. I'm just saying, guys. Oh my god, he even did it. He even fucking like brought them up again in this video. To just, by the way, guys, just letting you know, I was just letting you know about the troubles that I was facing, and I shouldn't even have to let you know about the troubles I was facing. That was bad of me to let you know about all the troubles that I'm currently facing, guys. I really should stop talking about all these troubles that I'm currently facing, guys. He even started this video off by talking about all the issues he's facing at the minute. Holy actual shit. Oh my god, bro, that's terrible. This is low effort. This is low effort. Come on, you should be able to script something a wee bit better than this.
That has to be me. And now that I have that perspective, boy, I understand.
Shut up, Boogie. I also just noticed that he hasn't really brought up the direct asking, if you only have $1, $5, you can super chat to me. I notice he hasn't brought that up. He constantly talking about the Patreon. He's talking about the merchandise and the sponsors. He still hasn't specifically mentioned the directly saying, if you only have $1, you can super chat that to me.
A little bit better why people get so pissed off at me. Now, did I handle the situation perfectly? Pretty far from it. I did the same shit I always did, which is when people are mad at me, I do one of two things. Either I try to so I don't care that you're mad at me, screw you, and screw that person, screw Muda, screw Charlie, right? Or I try to convince people that they are wrong and try to see things from my perspective instead of trying to see it from theirs, which is what I should be doing. And so, I don't know.
What? Muda, that's bizarre that you said you try and do one of two things. You try and do one of two things, but you do both of those things at once. Because you think you're right. Like, this is just pure. Is he going to apologize to Muda? Can't wait. I can't wait. But it's just like this. You do both of those things at once. You just do both of those things at once. It's weird he's left out the other option of just not addressing it or not talking about it. You know, or just like, because he claimed the whole time, I'm leaning into the meme now. I'm clickbaiting those people. Now he's claiming it's like, well, I was getting upset and defensive, and I was just being like, I don't care what you guys think. But I was also at the same time being nice and trying to convince them how they're actually wrong about me. He was doing those, but he on Twitter sitting going like, I'm actually clickbaiting people. I wanted the notoriety. I'm just leaning into it. Keemstar told me actually I should lean into it, and I should just play the heel. So I'm just kind of leaning into it a wee bit more, guys, and using my notoriety online to get more attention and more money. But now he's like, oh, guys, I was just so upset because I thought I was doing a good thing, guys. Ooh.
Charlie, anybody else who saw, mean things I said about him, you're right to call me out on my shit. And for one of the first times ever, I've been able to listen, so I think that's a good thing. My apologies for saying any rude shit. Sorry. It may not be that.
That is the lamest. Imagine that being your apology after you said that Charlie is someone who bullies people for being broke, fat, and autistic. He directly accused Charlie of bullying him for being broke, fat, and autistic. Three things that Charlie didn't do. Boogie just made those up. He never actually had watched the video or anything like that. Now, magically, he says he's learned because he'd watched the videos, even though previously he was saying that he never actually watched the videos. Also with Muda, he was like, Muda just criticized him for the whole crypto thing, and he just did his standard thing of saying he's a multi-millionaire, he's a bully, he's punching down at me, guys. Oh, but if I said anything bad about you, I apologize. Apologies. Sorry. Whatever. Whatever, guys. If anyone had done this to Boogie, like the Jesse thing, the McJuggernuggets thing, also at the start of October, where he went into a absolute meltdown, where he's posting pictures of hookers and stuff like that. To try and prove his innocence. This was Boogie freaking out because you're misunderstanding me. How could you misunderstand me? And he went into a meltdown. He was saying you said I did something I didn't do, and he went into a fucking meltdown. One of my favorite meltdowns I've ever witnessed from Boogie. Absolute, just going crazy. Imagine if Muda or Charlie had reacted like that or something, because Boogie's acting how he claimed Jesse was acting about him, and Boogie wanted Jesse to come forward and admit publicly that he was right and apologize and everything like that. But then Boogie's just I made up stuff about you and I lied about you, but sorry, whoops, whatever, guys.
Visible here on YouTube or on Twitter how much better I handled this stuff But for me and my friends, it's been so visible, the changes that I'm going through. And I'm getting closer, not very close, but closer to the person I was, say, in 2014, 2015.
You're not.
Where
You're not even close.
I'm not as angry. I'm not as cynical.
You're not even close. You're so much opposite. You're so much opposite. He released a new video that I was tempted to do a reaction to. I'm not 100% sure. Where he talks about his political compass or something like that. And then I think people like trolled him by saying that obviously he's a right winger, because that's like a troll thing now for Boogie, because Boogie reacts to it. And then Boogie went like nuts. He had a full meltdown on Twitter, being like, "I can't be a Republican because I tell people I love them." And it's like, what? Is that on the political compass test? It's like, well, if you say I love you at any point in your life, you're a Democrat. I don't know American politics. I didn't know that was like one of the entrance exam into the Republican Party. It's like, have you ever said I love you? God damn it, John. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry, John. You once said I love you to your mom. So off you go to the Democrats.
Sad. In fact, most days I wake up, I'm excited that I woke up. I'm excited to be in the world. I'm excited to go play a game and watch a show and hang out with my friends and hang out with my dogs and enjoy life.
Sure.
It's sad that it took me 48 years to get there, but I'm there.
Oh my God, we're doing this again. If for anyone who's unaware, he does this every once in a while. He's just like, oh my God, guys. It's every like 6 months, or maybe even more than 6 months. He suddenly goes, guys, I finally am waking up happy. He did it for the gym. He did it when he started therapy. He did it when he started, what was it? God, what was it? What was all the time recently he did it? It was really funny. Oh, no, mind blank. Absolute mind blank. No, sorry. I'll have to leave you.
Back in 2014, 2015, I was still processing shit. But now that I have the tools to process all the new shit, I'm also processing the old shit.
Weird, because in 2012 you said that you had finished processing all the stuff, and you claimed that you were totally healed. You claimed that in your Boogie Down 550 video on your run to your wedding. You claimed that you had gotten over everything in your life apart from your eating disorder.
And finally setting some of that baggage down. I enjoy life.
Sure.
So cheers to that, huh?
You
life will continue to do to me.
You come across like a man who enjoys life as you spend like so much time on Twitter just going nuts. Just going nuts and going crazy about things. You really sound like a man who really enjoys life. You wouldn't be making this video if you're a person who enjoys life, especially after the Sunny V2 response video, where you said you're going to stop doing response videos. You said you were going to stop doing response videos. You're going to stop talking about things. You're just going to stop talking about personal stuff online. And this is your third since then. You've done nearly one a week since then. You don't come across like a happy guy when you talk about your political takes online, which I don't think happy people do anyway. Like, why would you randomly come out? Well, obviously, like we all know Boogie did it for attention, like, but Boogie, like, why would you, pretending to be you, we'll pretend to be in Boogie's feet here for a second, like, why would you just randomly talk about your politics online and then freak out online? Because you know people are going to shit on you for your politics, because your politics are dumb, because you don't know anything about politics. You just say stuff and kind of hope it works. It wasn't Boogie. Yeah, Boogie came out and he had an absolute massive freak out because of the student debt forgiveness. Biden did a student debt forgiveness, I don't know, a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago now. And Boogie came out and had a total meltdown about it online because he was like, oh my God, evil Republicans don't like people not being in debt because evil Republicans are evil. The standard stuff. And then someone had to educate Boogie that it's like, you do know that the taxpayers are paying for that. And he's like, no, what? No, they're not. The debt's gone. And it's like, you do know debt just doesn't vanish. If the kids owe that to the school, you do know, like, someone else had to pay off that debt to the school. And he's like, really? And he would have spent days arguing this Joe Biden fucking tax reform thing. Sorry, not tax reform. Bailout thing for the students for the debt forgiveness. And he argued for days about it. And he had no idea what it actually even meant. It was so funny to watch. I don't even know if I covered it because I don't really do politics too often. And it was not something I was overly interested in. Boogie's response to it was just funny though. Because it's like, bro, you're just so uneducated. You should just stop talking about politics. You don't know anything. You're the guy who, like, when you're trying to pretend to be an LGBT ally, you pretended you didn't know what bisexuals were. And I was like, oh, well, I'm 48. I don't know what a bisexual is. And remember when I was 6 years old, trans people and bi people and gays, they were loved in the deep south where I lived. And it's like, why are you making all this stuff up, bro? Just stop talking about politics online. It's not even because you just come across as like really, really dumb. It's like you kind of hurt the causes you're arguing for because you like act as like the straw man. You act as the straw man. When people say there are idiots on the left who don't understand what they're talking about, I think people just picture Boogie.
What it has always done, what it does to everybody, right? We all get our hearts broken, we all bury people we love, we all get sick, we all die. That's a thing that we just have to deal with, right? And I'm finally getting the tools in place to be able to handle that stuff and so much more.
How many times has he said that phrase? How many, like, genuinely, 8 minutes into this video, how many times has he said that? I don't know. Someone whoever tallies my incorrect uses of literally, go back and tally how many times he said he's, like, finally got the correct tools to deal with shit now that he's a 48-year-old man. I don't know, bonus points if you list how many times he says 48.
And I'm kind of excited to see what tomorrow brings, right? Whether it's good or whether it's bad. I'm still excited. If it's good, great. I'd love some good stuff to happen. If it's bad, though, I finally have the tools. I've been working out mentally, not as much physically recently, but mentally, I've been getting there, man.
Oh, God, remember when he's pretending that he's still going to the gym in secret? Yeah, Boogie, you're such a healed person that you can face anything and you can deal with anything. But then, like, one, you had a meltdown and threatened to sue anyone who said they didn't believe you having cancer. You are still talking about that. He is still talking about that online. Talking about, like, oh, there are people who think I don't have cancer because a few content creators started spreading rumors that I was lying and people bought it. He's still talking about that. He is still talking about that. He brings up cancer every single time, like, chance he possibly can, because obviously it's, like, the greatest shield for him in the world. But it's just like, bro... Bro, you're not in a good place. You're not in a good place mentally to deal with anything. You have constant meltdowns and get upset about everything online. You're not in a good place to deal with anything. Stop it. It just makes you look dumber when you eventually have another meltdown again. Because everyone's just going to be like, remember here when you said you're perfectly equipped now and you're amazing and good at everything and like totally socially adept now? Stop it. I don't know. Oh yeah, the point I was originally making before I went on my tangent, which, you know, is unlike me entirely, was he pretended that because people make fun of him about the gym, he no longer, well, he didn't say make fun of, I say make fun of, he said because people get so upset at me for going to the gym, which obviously isn't the case. He then claimed that he goes to the gym in secret now, which is why it's really funny. He's like, oh well, I haven't got as much as I recently have. It's like, but you're putting on weight again. You're very visibly putting on weight again. Like, very, very visibly putting on weight again. But you're still like, oh yeah, I'm like James Bond sneaking to the gym every night.
And I've got the tools. I'm on 1, 2, whatever it is. You got a stroke for me? You got a heart attack for me? I'll survive. I'll kick its ass. I got health insurance. Let's go. Or who knows? Maybe it's just another.
That was so cringe.
I don't know. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad I'm experiencing it during Christmas, because depressing Christmas sucks. Manic Christmas, not so bad. So what about you? How are you handling the holidays this year? How'd you do in your...
So now he's pretending to be manic? Okay, whatever, sure, Boogie. It was only like a couple weeks ago he was talking about how he hates Christmas. It was on one of his streams. He was just ranting about how much he hates Christmas. And he was all fucking downer about it. And this is like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was just one of his last streams in November there. It was like 3 weeks ago now then. And he was sitting there ranting about how much he hates Christmas. Oh, but now he's amazing. He's a super cured guy. That extra therapy session he did, oh, it's cured him. He loves Christmas now. He's ho ho ho, jingle jingle. Oh, it's so fucking lame.
Midterms, how's the work crunch going? What about plans to go see your family and friends? What do you got going on? What did you want for Christmas? What did you give to people you love? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love seeing it. If you're on Twitter, tweet me your Christmas pics. I love to see them. It always makes me so happy to know that you're happy. That's it. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again. That's how
I know he's a Democrat, guys. Because he asked you how's your Christmas going, and he says he loves you. God damn it, that's so cringe. I saw you post up this new video, Dark Christmas Movies to Watch Instead of Violent Night. Is he actually doing like a modern day movie review? That is the worst thumbnail I've ever seen. But that is actually genuinely worse than any of my thumbnails have ever been. I'm actually impressed with how bad that is. His facial expression is awful too. This video was so I'm sorry, guys. The last 2 videos I've uploaded for you guys have both been like, oh yeah, these are really boring. I'm sorry. But yeah, like I am genuinely curious if he talked about Violent Night in any way during that video, because I watched Violent Night and I actually quite liked it. So this is what you guys are here for. Like the video is pretty much done now. This is just it's a nothing video. It's Boogie very clearly clickbaiting. Clickbaiting in the form of like pretending it's a third-person video, like what happened to Boogie 2988. It's him mentioning the I Need Your Help video when he talks about it very, very, very little during this whole thing. Half-assed apology. He doesn't talk about any of the things he actually did in it that caused any amount of issues. He doesn't talk about his response to it. He doesn't talk about all his failed promises from it, because like there's no membership streams, there's no Halloween Francis, there's no Thanksgiving Francis, like he said. There is now a premiere for a Christmas Francis. I guess that's good. We'll see how that goes. It's probably going to be unfunny, but at least he's kind of finally following one of the promises he made. Admittedly, you know, he missed most of them, but you know, hey, 1 out of 17 is pretty good by Boogie standards. So yes, we will see how this goes. Planning on streaming tonight. Hopefully. Well, yeah, not hopefully. I'm planning on streaming tonight, and then maybe I might do one on Friday. Maybe one on Friday, right before Christmas for you guys. Who knows? But yeah, I want to give a wee shout out and thank to my Patreons, Eswank, Healy, Samuel P. I'm just saying an absolutely massive thank you so much for donating to the channels, helping support me, all that malarkey. For anyone who doesn't hear from me again or doesn't watch my live streams, I hope to get another video out before Christmas, but if not, hope you all have a Merry Christmas, hope you all have a good time, hope you all spend it with your family, friends, whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to sound like Boogie here for a while and wish you all a Merry Christmas, so love you all. That means I'm a Democrat. Boogie can no longer call me a QAnon conspiracy theorist because I said I love you at the end of the video. Boo, yeah. Trumped you, Boogie. But yeah, guys, sorry, that's a video. Bye-bye.